Sam, did you take Matt Rhule's video on McAfee today talking about the job as though he's 10 toes down in Lincoln, Nebraska?
I look, these things are Parker Fleming, who's on Twitter, Stats of War. I'm sure you guys probably follow him. He always has the bit where he retweets these videos and says, not a denial. And so I am in the bit where I'm looking for all these to say, like, is it a denial? And none of them really are. And it's really an impossible situation to put a coach, especially at this point in the season. Like, we're not even in November. So it's really hard to say anything definitively at this point, because what are you going to say? That, yeah, I'm interested in the job and
Sure.
I'm going to derail my 5-1 football team by saying I'm interested in going to my alma mater. Of course, Matt Rhule is going to be interested. It's his alma mater, and it's an AD who he has a close relationship with. We're all foolish if we don't think that that's something that probably has crossed his mind at some point. That doesn't mean he's going to take the job, and it doesn't mean that he's not going to stay at Nebraska and do something great. Maybe he will, but that's when your alma mater calls, it's different. Now, one thing I will say about Rhule is that, and Baylor fans obviously went through this with Carolina and him going to the NFL, which I think was a little bit different, but I did find it interesting to see how he talked about Scott Frost this offseason and how he felt for Scott Frost failing at his alma mater. And I do wonder if some of that is in the back of his head, is that when you go home, if it goes badly, it kind of ruins the place for you to a certain degree, right? It kind of sucks to go home and then not make it work out. And I do wonder if the pressure of living up to the expectations, when, by the way, they just fired a coach who had a really good record. I granted it wasn't against top 10 teams, but he had a really good overall record and did really a lot of good for that program. I can see a situation where he's getting paid so much in Nebraska now. He's not wanting for money. He got a ton of money from Carolina. He's getting a ton of money from Nebraska. He seems to get everything he wants there. Yes, Penn State is a better program and on better footing right now, but I could also see the argument for quality of life and saying, hey, I don't want to put myself and my family through that. So do I believe him that he won't consider it? Not necessarily. I think he thinks about it. But do I think it's a slam dunk that he takes it? Not necessarily.